Welcome to the Truly Julie podcast, where we aim to evolve, elevate, and enrich our lives. Episode 10. $500 Halloween costume versus a $5 Halloween costume. Which one wins? Plus, last minute Halloween costumes that you can make. Better yet, just like pull out of your closet. We will get to all of that in this episode because, as you guys know, it's October. Halloween is just right around the corner. And those of you who know me, you know Halloween is sort of like my Super Bowl. In this episode, we're going to go over our most popular family-themed Halloween costume. And you will never guess how much it cost or how little it cost. Zilch. Yeah, our Trojan horse Greek warrior themed family costume cost us nothing. And for those of you not watching this on YouTube and only listening to this as a podcast, let me just paint the picture for you. All we did was go dumpster diving for a few days, and we collected as many cardboard boxes as possible. And then with box cutter, glue, tape, we made a bunch of Greek warrior armors, swords, shields, and other Greek warrior accoutrements like a really cool cardboard feather cape. And you know those like accordion packaging padding that comes with anything breakable like plates? Well, we just simply like rolled that up and made it into a crown for Lulu. Upcycling at its best. Cost us nothing and super eco-friendly to our planet because we didn't like order some highly flammable synthetic costume that will just stay on planet Earth forever. Okay, but I have to talk about the best part of our costume. The biggest wow factor was our Trojan horse. We turned our Virtue wagon bike into the horse. Yeah, so we took this giant Samsung TV box, made a giant horse's head out of it, got some like strong yarn and rope and like somehow figured out like how to tie it onto the bike. And that was our Trojan's horse. And we like jumped on the wagon bike and like rode around, and people were taking so many videos and pictures of our costume that we now can say we know what it feels like to be Beyonce. This costume though was expensive in terms of time. It took us about 7 days, about 2-3 hours of working on it per day. And, time is the ultimate commodity. So it was costly in that sense. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, no, she's wearing something that she bought, those white Grecian shoes and that toga. Nope. I just took an old bed sheet, made a toga within 5 minutes, and the sandals I already had. So, by the way, my most popular YouTube video, or at least one of them, is this like 1-minute tutorial on how to make this white toga. I will put that link into comments because apparently there's a lot of you out there who wants to make your own toga. Another crowd pleaser costume is our trophies costume from last year. You're going to hear a lot of noise, by the way, right now because I am trying to do double duty, knock out a podcast episode, all the while host a play date at a park for my daughter and her friend. And it's really loud here, so my bad. But, I'm trying to stay consistent with these podcast episodes. So, what do you want from me? I got to do it all, right? Okay, so the trophy costumes cost nearly nothing because all I had to do was get a little pot of bronze face and body paint. And like a little goes a long way because you dilute it with so much water. And then I got a spray can of bronze paint to, spray paint all the props, like our clothing, our shoes. So that was like $11. And then for the trophy base, we just took old plant pot inserts that are plastic and kind of sturdy, turned them upside down. And then for the etching of the trophy, right, we just cut out some gold letters with like thick gold paper. Again, for our audio only listeners, let me try to explain. Our family's theme for last year's Halloween was trophies. I was a boxer trophy, so I just took some old pair of boxing gloves I had that I never used and spray painted it bronze. Yeah, baby. What you need? You got it. You put it right there. Hi. And then I also had these like satin pajama shorts that were maybe like 15 years old. And I spray painted those bronze, and like a old tank top, spray painted that bronze. My little plaque said TKO, total knockout. I don't know. It was a toss up between trophy wife or TKO. My husband won this theme though, because he dressed up as sort of like an old timer weightlifter trophy. And he wore these like tiny Speedos that we sprayed bronze. And then we took old soccer balls and made a dumbbell. So we like put a cardboard rod through both punctured soccer balls. And then like the best was, for every photo he would be doing this like really straining face, like he's lifting like, I don't know, 300-pound dumbbells. And he really brought the vibe, and I'm just really proud. So well trained. Hubby knows how to make me happy. Way to deliver, dude. Lulu was not feeling the trophy theme, and that's okay because it perfectly played into her surly trophy pose. She was a tennis player, so we spray painted like a pleated skirt, a shirt, and her like old tennis racket. And she had her arms crossed and like a tennis, the racket was like thrown on the ground, and her little plaque said, ball buster. It just really worked out perfect. Driggs was actually the easiest because all we did was spray paint one of his million soccer jersey and shorts, and then his soccer cleats just coincidentally happened to already be bronze. So he was golden boy. That's what his plaque said on his trophy. And yeah, so like the whole costume was like, I don't know, $11 plus $9. And yes, some time to make it. I will say the downside of this trophy themed costumes was that we got really cold. Even though it's LA, it gets cold at night, okay? And we were barely wearing anything. And then two, unless we were all together and on our like planters as our base doing our poses, like you really couldn't tell what we were. Like if you just saw me by myself walking around trick-or-treating, you just probably thought I was like a really dirty person. Now, the costume we probably spent the most money on was when we dressed up as the cast of 100-Foot Wave. Now, if you have not seen the docu-series on surfers chasing 100-foot plus waves in Nazaré, Portugal, please do yourself a favor and watch. It's Mother Nature in full force, and the humans who are fully foolish or brave, depending on who you ask, as they try to ride waves as tall as skyscrapers. I ordered this sheer two-piece outfit off of Etsy. The skirt is long and flowy, and the top is a simple tank top. Both have the print of the ocean wave on it, so I was clearly the 100-foot wave. I also painted my face with the big wave and wore a big blue wig. Then Leif put on a wetsuit and a water helmet to be Garrett McNamara, who's often called the godfather of big wave surfing. Lulu was a jet ski operator. Driggs was pro surfer Kai Lenny. Our au pair, Zoe, was one of the greatest big wave female surfers, Maya Gabetta. And this 100-foot wave costume theme was a few $100 given the cost of the wetsuits and my expensive Etsy outfit. And lukewarm results, folks. No one understood what we were. I guess not a lot of people were watching the show at the time. Though I did post a picture on Instagram and immediately got some love from the McNamara family and pro surfer Andrew Cotton. So there is that. I'll quickly highlight some of our other costumes so you can get some ideas on family costumes. One year, we were all famous Egyptian figures. I was Nefertiti, Leif was Anubis, which is the jackal-headed god that you often see in hieroglyphic drawings. Lulu was Cleopatra, Driggs was King Tut. I ordered some foam material to make my Nefertiti headdress. I think this costume cost us just a little over $100. Another crowd favorite was when we were the cast of Scooby-Doo. I'll admit that this one, we did a lot of Amazon orders, including Leif's bell-bottom jeans that he wore to be Fred. He apparently fits perfectly into women's size 12 jeans. Lulu as Velma with her glasses and her clip-on bangs was a huge hit. And before Lulu was born, Leif and I, along with Driggs, went as Siegfried and Roy and the White Bengal Tiger. Believe it or not, that is Leif's real hair. Yeah, he grew it out for months prepping for this moment. Kidding. We were renovating our house and we just fell apart in the personal grooming department. Driggs nailed it as the white Bengal tiger. And honestly, the easiest costume may be artist Frida Kahlo. Take an eyeliner, draw on a unibrow, throw on all your bohemian pieces, some flower in your hair, and you're all set. Lulu and I both dressed up as Frida for one Halloween party one year, and we didn't buy a single thing. We pulled all the things from our own closets, including Lulu's flamenco dress that we got as a gift from my Spanish brother-in-law, Miguel. Oh, you know what else was cheap and quick and a huge hit in the costume department? Lulu and I were both Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg one year. I just ordered lace collars. I put that over a black coat that I already had, and Lulu put it over Driggs's old preschool graduation gown. Now, while we were trick-or-treating, a woman came up to us and she got all teary-eyed and she's like, I'm a lawyer and what RBG has achieved for women, but especially women in law. I could just go on. She was very emotional. I feel you, sister. We're big RBG fans in our house. So to answer the title of this podcast episode, 500 versus $5 Halloween costumes, which one wins? Clearly based on this episode and the look back of all of our costumes, the answer is the $5 one. If not, actually $0 one, right? Because the Trojan's horse theme was nada. It didn't cost us anything. When you try to do things on a budget and eco-friendly, it just forces you to flex that creativity muscle more. You know what I mean? Imagination and a little elbow grease wins over Amazon orders all day, every day. As you know, I'm at a park doing a play date for my daughter and her friend, and so I got to go and make sure that they are having a good time. But do me a solid, follow, comment, subscribe to help this independent creator out. And also do me the favor of tagging me on Instagram of your costumes. I can't wait to see it. Okay, have a spooktacular Halloween.